Hey everybody, how's it going? Today, it's my pleasure to bring you a detailed, in-depth look at the Bentley Continental GTC V8. And this is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the GTC. We'll start up to the engine, get an exhaust clipping of the performance data, as well as show you a bunch of the unique aspects of the interior, as well as exterior. And before we begin, I'd like to extend a big thanks and special shout out to Bentley of Charlotte, located in Charlotte, North Carolina, for inviting me out and allowing me to come film the all-new Bentley Continental GTC V8. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up, let her run. Now, of course, the Continental does come standard with a remote smart key access system. So, all you have to do is just keep the key fob in your pocket, and you're able to lock and unlock the vehicle via the buttons on the door handles as well as the touch sensors. To lock, just tap the little black button. 2 beeps indicate locking. Then after waiting a second, just grab the handle. There's a touch sensor behind. 1 beep indicates unlocking. In addition, there's a soft close feature for the Continental's doors. In case you don't close them all the way, there's an electromechanical mechanism built inside that'll automatically pull it close to the frame. The exterior color is a dark metallic gray known as anthracite, featuring the two-tone premium beluga and linen leather interior. Now, just like the rest of the Bentley lineup, you can actually start the Continental in 2 different ways. Via the traditional key ignition, to the left-hand side of the steering column, or push-button ignition, located in the dash here. To use the button, just put your foot on the brake and hold it down to start. Beautiful. And to start it with the switchblade key. The Continental GT's steering consists of a ZF speed-sensitive servotronic power assist rack and pinion setup fed through a thick, 4-spoke, 2-tone leather-wrapped steering wheel with multifunction controls side to side and aluminum brightwork. As far as the gearbox, the V8 also features a standard ZF electronically controlled 8-speed automatic transmission fed through an aluminum gearbox and housing, all with sport mode that alters some of the vehicle's characteristics and parameters to give a little bit more of a livelier feel, as well as manual shiftability down below or via the paddles mounted behind the steering wheel. Once you put the vehicle in reverse, your parking sensors activate, as well as your rear view camera and your LCD display. There's also a set of guidance lines that automatically adjust as you turn the wheel. In addition to better see parking spaces, the exterior mirrors also tilt down. And so, we'll go ahead and flip on the automatic headlamps, rear fog lamps, as well as the hazards. Naturally, all 4 windows are fully automatic, not to mention the glass is also laminated. And we'll go ahead and check out the exterior, shall we? It's hard to believe that the Continental GT has been with us for a decade now. Over the years, we've seen the introduction of various performance models such as the Speed and Super Sports, to limited editions, the drop-top GTC, and even the 4-door Flying Spur. Unlike other high-end automakers in this segment, Bentley places more of an emphasis on performance and driver engagement than quiet isolation. Taking that into consideration, it's no doubt that they're some of the most finely crafted cars on the road, but they have that signature dual personality of elegance with a performance pedigree. This dual personality has led them to always being recognized as the driver's alternative in the ultra-luxury segment. Cars that would give a sense of raw power in a comfortable GT car. Of course, this history was revitalized in a bold way with the all-new 2004 Continental GT, which combined the potent twin-turbo W12 and a sleek fastback styling. Currently in its second generation following a refresh for 2011, Bentley is now offering an alternative smaller displacement power plant to be offered alongside its venerable W12, in the form of an all-new twin-turbocharged 4-liter V8. Co-developed with Audi and also seen in the S8 and other high-performance Audi S models, the new V8 promises much more than just a slightly lower-priced Bentley. This engine, with Bentley-specific tuning and paired with the new 8-speed ZF automatic, promises a bit of a performance advantage over the W12. While horsepower may be down slightly, it is lighter, it has better balance, in addition to 40% improvements in both economy and emissions. I would describe the GT V8 and GTC V8 as the more fun, sportier models to the lineup, not necessarily an entry model to the brawny 12-cylinder. They both have their advantages as well as have a special place in the lineup, but what the V8 brings is more model flavor, more choices, customization options, and even broadens the potential customer base for people who may not prefer the 12-cylinder Continental for whatever reason that may be. This engine will migrate towards the new Flying Spur eventually, and Bentley is estimating upwards of 50% of the Continental sales will be for the new engine in the future. For starters, you notice that the engine has a more sinister growl to it, emitting through unique figure-8 style dual exhaust and tucked behind a signature rear fascia. You'll also be surprised to know that the body doesn't significantly differ from the W12 models. The only thing that sets the V8 apart are the special gloss black mesh grills up front and red Flying B logos found throughout the exterior. V8s also get some unique wheel choices. Of course, the exhaust symphony is best enjoyed in the GTC, which Bentley claims is the stiffest open-top vehicle in the world, keeping handling performance in line with its coupe sibling. This begs the question though, is the new V8 more of a driver's car than the W12? That really boils down to taste in my opinion, but the numbers might shock you. The V8 is lighter than the mighty W12 by 126 pounds and is smaller by a full 2 liters. The biggest advantage is less weight over the front axle, which gives it a better weight distribution. 54.9% over the front axle versus the W12's 57.6% over the front. The GT V8 carries 12% less horsepower and 6% less torque, or 67 and 29 fewer respectively compared to the W12, and has a slightly lower top speed. Considering the V8 starts out at about 10% less than the cost of a base W12, in my eyes that's a pretty fair trade-off for a car that's better balanced for handling and a lighter, livelier engine. This inert peppiness the V8 has with closer gearing actually makes it slightly quicker than the W12, paired with its 6-speed auto by a few tenths of a second. The twin turbos for the V8 are smaller than the ones in the W12 but put out more boost, 17 psi versus 9 psi. Other improvements include better thermal management, reduced drag, and 59 pounds less weight when comparing the coupe models. The steering and suspension have also been retuned for a better road feel with less electronic assistance. Styling for both the GT and GTC features smooth lines and curves. It is based on a steel monocoque with superformed aluminum front fenders and a composite boot lid which houses the radio antennas. Of course, the magic of Bentley is the bespoke options, custom tailoring your car to truly make it unique. On V8 models, there are 7 different exterior colors with 123 optional colors, or if that's not enough, you can even create your own color. The hood on the GTC can be contrasted with either of 3 extra optional colors, and inside there are 4 special interior colors with an extra 13 being optional, with 4 headliner colors. There's only one standard wood choice of the V8, but there are 7 additional options including carbon fiber. For a truly tailored feeling, the optional Mulliner driving specification adds unique wheels, diamond quilted leather, drilled sport pedals, and a jeweled fuel filler cap. Overall length is 189.2 inches with a width of 76.5 inches and a height of 55.2 inches, riding on a 108.1 inch wheelbase. Total curb weight, depending on how equipped, is around 5,500 pounds. While there are a number of wheel options for the Continental, it does have a few unique ones, especially for the V8, including these 21 by 9.5 inch 7-spoke alloys with machined-faced and dramatic black inserts, wrapped in high-performing Pirelli P0 tires, 275/35s at each corner. As far as the braking system, cast iron discs are standard, but you can also opt for massive 16-inch carbon ceramic brakes with 8-piston fixed calipers up front, and 13.2-inch discs in the rear with single-piston sliding calipers. With this setup, the GTC can be brought to a stop from 60 miles an hour in a rather short 111 feet. As far as the suspension, the vehicle features a fully independent setup with 4-link double wishbones up front and anti-roll bar, as well as a trapezoidal multi-link rear, in addition to the standard adaptive air ride shocks, as well as 4-mode driver adjustable variable dampers.
So let's go and pop the hood.
The Continental GT and GTC V8 carry an all-aluminum twin-turbocharged and intercooled 4-liter V8 that features direct injection, double overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, as well as variable intake and exhaust valve timing. It also looks strikingly similar in its layout to the W12. It carries a compression ratio of 9.3 to 1 with a 6250 RPM redline. The engine also employs cylinder deactivation at cruising speed to turn the V8 into a V4 configuration by shutting off 4 of the cylinders on demand. It also saves in fuel use. So seamless, the driver isn't likely to even know it's happening. There's also an alternator-based energy regeneration system. Total horsepower output for the application is 500 at 6,000 RPM and 487 pound-feet of torque at a relatively low 1,700 RPM. This translates to 0 to 60 times as low as 4 seconds, with quarter mile times around 12.4 seconds at 113 miles an hour. Top speed is drag limited to 187 miles an hour. As far as fuel economy, with a 24-gallon tank and running on required premium fuel, expect an EPA estimated range between 15 city and 24 on the highway. That makes quite an impressive range of over 500 miles a tank, depending on your driving style, a big improvement over the W12. The interior of the V8 models doesn't differ from the W12. The styling and luxury you would expect is all within proper reach. With a tremendous amount of bespoke customization, you can truly make it your own. Everything is wrapped in supple, hand-stitched leather hides and trimmed in carbon fiber in this particular example. Two-tone color schemes really accentuate the tufted leather accents. Everything that you see that looks like metal is metal and either finished in a bright polished fashion or in satin finish. Your power accessories are located on the door, including your power trunk as well as fuel cap release. Power mirrors are located in the center console, and there's also a bit of storage across the doors. The seats themselves feature a nice amount of lateral support with good bolstering up top and down below. All of your power adjustments are located down below with 4-way power lumbar, active massage, power thigh extension, 3-person memory, and all of your standard sliding, tilting, recline, and height adjustment. The attention to detail is beautiful, with perforations coming across the middle, the Flying B logo stitched in the top of the headrest, and for extra convenience on a colder day, there's also a little air scarf mechanism similar to what you would find in some of Mercedes drop-top vehicles that blows warm air on the back of your neck. Coming up across the bottom, you do have unique door sill entry guards, brushed aluminum, as well as aluminum sport pedals. Plenty of airbags found throughout, including a driver's knee airbag, as well as a fully power tilt telescoping steering wheel. The dash, like I said, is accented by the carbon fiber, as well as the hand-stitched leather trim that flows into the center console.
So let's go ahead and see how she sounds. we'll go ahead and put the top back up. So we're going to shut her up. The seatbelt extenders automatically come out, so you can more easily grab it. Once you open the door, they retract back.
The Continental comes standard with a 440-watt, 8-speaker premium audio system with AM/FM radio, satellite radio, as well as a 6-disc in-dash CD changer. And for an additional cost, you can also opt for the bespoke 1100-watt NAME audio system, and it's all fed through an 8-inch LCD mobile media navigation telemetrics interface with touchscreen capabilities. For a more in-depth, thorough look at how the infotainment system works, please click the link in the annotation below or in the description box below, and it'll take you to a 2014 Flying Spur with the identical system.
Overall, the standard system is absolutely wonderful, nicely balanced between bass and treble.
Leather-lined A-pillars, as well as visors, with aluminum hardware all built in, not to mention an auto-dimming rearview mirror. In the top stack, you have your interior illumination and reading lamps, as well as 3-position garage home link and hands-free Bluetooth microphones on either side so all the passengers can be heard equally. You gotta love the Bentley signature dash. Flowing, stitched in leather, and accented by black piano veneer as it extends into the center console. As we continue down, right below the multimedia system is your standard dual-zone electronic automatic climate control with independent temperature adjustment as well as zone selection for either side. Fan speed in the middle, front and rear defrost, automatic recycling, also through an air filtration system. Storage down below, your power mirrors as well as power folding function, your electronic parking brake, pull up to activate, put your foot on the brake, push down to deactivate. Amongst this middle stack of buttons include your 3-stage heated and ventilated seats for both sides, adaptive dampers for more comfort or sport settings, as well as adjusting your ride height via the pneumatic air ride suspension. These leather-lined independent armrests are actually really cool. They have a lot of weight to them. They definitely feel solid. Also with aluminum hardware. A lot of storage. You can also get an integrated telephone in here if you'd like. Not to mention there is a little bit more storage down below with a 12-volt power outlet. Not to mention your satin aluminum air registers with classic organ stop controls, push in to close, pull out to open, and a little elegant analog clock located front and center. As far as the steering wheel, your cruise control and advanced cruise control settings are located on the left-hand side, while your radio controls, driver info controls, as well as hands-free telephone and voice commands are located on the right. Help.
Important voice commands for the CD are next title, previous title, or select title.
Cancel.
Cancel.
Traditional Bentley gauge cluster with your driver information system located in the TFT display in the middle. Go through the different options by hitting the menu button, audio, navigation, telephone, as well as customizable options using the little wheel next to the volume tab. Beautiful attention to detail. So we're going to shut her down. And we'll check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? Standard on the Continental is a full power liftgate. Once you open it, you'll find that you have around 9.1 cubic feet of cargo space, which is rather modest, but you do have a trunk pass-through, like I'll show you in just a second, that you could stick some longer items through. It's all filled with nice plush carpet and is completely illuminated, so it's quite bright at night.
The passenger seat also features the same power adjustments and 3-person memory like you see on the driver's side. And this is actually removable and yields a little trunk pass-through so you can stow up larger items. Not to mention a lighter and ashtray in that lower portion of the black piano veneer housing. Carbon fiber a little bit more in detail on the passenger side. And like I said, the leather is also covering the lower portion of the dash, including the glove box, which is locking. Nice and soft, 2-tier, with your iPod integration, as well as illumination.
With the V8's promise of lively performance, a unique sound, and a lower price, it may be just the thing to attract new buyers to the Continental. Pair that with the GTC's drop top and you have one rather cool and quite refined GT that can not only be luxurious, but fun to drive at the same time. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the Bentley Continental GTC V8. Be sure to stay tuned next time, there's a lot more where that came from. Take care everybody.